Hello everybody. Today we're going to continue in studying of the book, the Royal Words, and we're continuing studying a new portion in the Torah, Parshas Bo. This is the third portion of the book of Shemos of Exodus. And it's going to be dealing with and talking about how the idiom of we reached a new revelation that's never before in the world. We reached a time where that the whole idea from death, as we learned in the last week, is only for a preparation to get to a higher level, of be rejuvenated, to a higher level of life, and to two more Torah mitzvahs. The Rebbe explains that this has already been finished, that you don't need to have death anymore because everything is already finished and everything's already refined. Nobody ever said something so beautiful like this. And he says that the Rebbe explains that we can go from now to final and complete redemption forever and ever, right away, and live forever, ever and ever. But this, well, we'll learn about this. Okay. So this is from the talks spoken on the fourth day of the week of the Torah portions Bo, the third of Shevat on Shabbos, the Torah portion Bo, and the sixth of Shevat 5752. So it was, okay, so this was on a Wednesday, on the third of Shevat, and then a few days later, Parshas Bo on the 6th. Okay, number one. This was translated from Yiddish. It's page 99 of the. This is the Parshas. This is the first book of Shemos. There's two books in Shemos of the translation. This is number one. It goes through Shevat, the 22nd of Shevat. And we're still in this book. Mitzvah Hashem will finish this soon, and hopefully even the base of Mikdash will be studying this right now. So then we really will understand it in a complete way, Mitzvah Hashem. Okay. The commandment of God to Moshe, it says, come to Pharaoh, Bo el Pharaoh. This is the beginning of the Parsha. In the beginning, and the name of the Parsha, the Torah's Parsha, which speaks about the actual redemption of the Jewish people at the exodus from Egypt. And it was on this very day all the host of Hashem, God, left the land of Egypt. Hashem, God, took out the Jewish people from the land of Egypt with their myriads. So in this week's Parsha, we talk about the going out from Egypt. And it starts out with the words, come to Pharaoh. Since the entire Parsha regarding the exodus from Egypt is called by the name come to Pharaoh, and it is known that the name of the Parsha expresses the content of the whole Parsha. It is understood that the commandment come to Pharaoh is connected and is pertinent to the concept of the exodus from Egypt and the continuation of the Parsha. So the Rebbe explains over here that since what in the Parshas in the Torah, that the name that is called, and also the beginning of it, has to do with the whole Parsha. So we know, especially it's called Bo el Pharaoh, it's called, so therefore this Bo el Pharaoh has to do with the idiom of redemption. Because the main thing here we're talking about here is that this is in the middle. When Moshe came, the last two parshas, Moses came, and he started doing all the miracles, and finally this week's parsha, and then that's all last week's part. That's Parshas Be'era, Bo and Be'era, and Parshas not Bo actually. Be'era talks about all the miracles that Moshe did, and Bo continues with the miracles until we have finally the miracle of the Passover, when the firstborn was killed and the Jews left Mitzrayim. So the redemption of Jewish people is in this week's Parsha, which is, as we said many times before, that the idea of the going out from Egypt is one of the main things in Judaism, the concepts happen. So it has to be that come to Pharaoh, so it has to do with this. Meaning, in addition to the fact that all the details of Moshe's mission to Pharaoh were a preparation for the exodus from Egypt, this is especially so regarding to come to Pharaoh. So everything he did was to take us out from going out from Egypt. Being that the beginning of the name of the Parsha is of the Parsha of Redemption, this is the Rebbe calls it the Parsha of Redemption, and in addition, a beginning which is said not as an introduction to different matter, rather an exclusive command from Hashem to Moshe, and Hashem said to Moshe, come to Pharaoh. So the Rebbe is explaining is explaining more that this is the Parsha of Redemption, and it begins with the idea that the special command that Hashem said just to Moshe, you should come to Pharaoh. This come to Pharaoh is not go to Pharaoh and go do this and this and this. This come to Pharaoh, the Rebbe says, is a commandment by itself. It says come to Pharaoh. It doesn't say come to Pharaoh in order to do this and this. That's what it says. It says, and Hashem said, then the Rebbe says, Mashiach says, and Hashem said to Moshe, come to Pharaoh, and nothing more. So the verse does not say, come to Pharaoh and tell him to let my people leave, or the like. Rather, merely the Moshe, it should appear before Pharaoh. The emphasis is come to Pharaoh is the introduction and actually the beginning of the redemption itself. So this it says, and now generally we would think you've said come to Pharaoh, because going to Pharaoh is not such a big deal. That you come to Pharaoh and you tell Pharaoh what you want done, what you want Hashem wants to take the Jews to leave. They have to go to Pharaoh to do this. But the Rebbe says over here something very amazing. He says, come to Pharaoh itself is a commandment. This itself is something special by itself. Just to go and see Pharaoh. Furthermore, according to what is known, that the exodus from Egypt is the beginning of the opening of all redemptions, including the future redemption, about which it says, just as in the days you left the land of Egypt, I shall show them wonders. We may say that come to Pharaoh, the beginning of the Rebbe is going to be, is Machadish something here, the beginning of redemption from Egypt is also an introduction to the future redemption. So therefore, come to Pharaoh, which has to do with going out from Egypt, is tied in, since the redemption from Egypt is tied into the future redemption. So therefore, this also has to do something special for the future redemption with the revelation, Malchus, Mashiach, and all the world, and final Gula, which we're waiting to see any second. It's Mitzvah Hashem that will finish the Sikha in Yerushalayim and the Hira Kodesh. So now we must understand the relationship of come to Pharaoh to the redemption. Seemingly, its content is the opposite of the redemption. Come to Pharaoh shows that Pharaoh is in power, and Moshe needs to come to him. Come, and requires Pharaoh's assistance. He has to ask Pharaoh something. Pharaoh has to help him. He's under Pharaoh. To the extent that Pharaoh told him later on in the Parsha, leave my presence. Pharaoh was so high, so strong. Leave my presence. He says, guard yourself. This is a quote from the Parsha. Leave my presence. Guard yourself and do not see me anymore. For the day you will see my face, you shall die. So, the opposite of redemption, which constitutes the nullifying the strength of Pharaoh. And Pharaoh was the idea of evil. So Pharaoh was nullifying the strength of Pharaoh and being victorious over him. And through this, being redeemed. Namely, going out and departing from Egypt, from the power of the king of Egypt. So it should be quite the opposite, that shows that Pharaoh was in charge here. That you have to go to him and he tells you, if you come back again, I'm going to kill you, you're going to be dead, you better listen to me. But the whole thing going out from Egypt is that that evil has no control on us. They left Egypt, he left the Mitzrayim. That's why he did redemption, that we shouldn't be under slavery anymore. We will understand this by way of preference of a general question regarding the concept of come to Pharaoh. That every aspect of the Torah is eternal, and therefore an eternal lesson for all generations. And based on this, the question arises, what is the eternal lesson to come to Pharaoh after the nullification, the victory over Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, at the redemption from Egypt? But most certainly after the true and complete redemption, when there will be the fulfillment of promise, and I shall remove the spirit of impurity from the earth. So Pharaoh is the idea of evil. So what? After we finished, we destroyed Pharaoh in Egypt. After we left Egypt, they were naked. There was nothing left. What do we have to come to Pharaoh again? What's this teaching us now? And especially in later times when there'll be no evil at all. There will be no remnant of Pharaoh left. And the foretaste of this now, at the end of the time of exile. So this is what we're tasting now, when all the refinements, transformations into good of people's power, the evil entity, and the like have already completed, as spoken many times. So the Rebbe is saying here is even furthermore. He says, what's the relevance right now? Right now, everything's done. All the refinements are done. We finished everything we have to do to bring the G-dly Service, to reveal Mashiach, to bring the final redemption. So everything's already done, as Rebbe said many times, to Klipa Pharaoh. So what do we say? Why are you coming to Pharaoh? Pharaoh no longer exists. He's a nothing. And we say the explanation of this is in accordance with what is known, that every entity in the world, even things that are opposite of good and holiness, have a source above in holiness. So therefore, the Rebbe is going to explain that everything down below has its source above, because everything source comes from a spiritual level from above. So this is everything. Everything below has a source, spiritual level, and this source, and so what's the source of it above Let's go to this. And we say the explanation for this is in accordance with what is known, that every entity in the world, even things that are the opposite of good and holiness, have the source above in holiness. And this is the source in holiness, the source in holiness, the true entity of the thing. Only then, after it goes through many numerous graduations, gradual descents, and with many curtains and filters and concealment, etc., hiding its true identity, its gradual descent below into the opposite entity. So now the Rebbe says that we're talking about Pharaoh and everything, that everything down below has a source above. So something can be evil down below, but its source is very holy, and when it comes down into the world, it descends into something that appears opposite of what its true self is. Similarly, regarding Pharaoh, it says in the Zohar, on the verse it says, and the voice, Hakol, now Hakol can be spelled, it's V'Hakol, spelled Vav, He, Kuf, Lamed. So Kol can also be usually spelled with Kuf, and then you have a Vav, a Cholim, and then the Lamed. So the Rebbe is going to say that therefore there was a defect. It wasn't written completely. So as it brings down from the Zohar on the verse, and the call, the voice, the call was heard in the house of Pharaoh. So the voice was heard in Pharaoh's house. What's the house of Pharaoh? The house of Pharaoh. This is what you represent above. It says about the Eibishter, the house from which is revealed and Ispariu and burst forth, an idiom for Pharaoh. All lights and all lamps and all that is concealed is revealed from there, from the house of Pharaoh. And for this reason, Hashem revealed all the lights and all the lamps in order to illuminate and thereby fix the deficient voice, which is called Kol, spelled without a Vav. And from Pharaoh, in the source, in holiness, the concept of revelation and bursting forth of godliness, blessed be He, gradually descended into Pharaoh below. And this is the full intensity of the opposite side of holiness. So the Rebbe is explaining here something amazing. He's saying that Pharaoh, how did Pharaoh come to existence? Pharaoh was the bad from bad people. Was the king of the head of the bad people. The stories we heard, took the blood of the Jewish people, all kinds of crazy stuff. He did terrible things. This terrible, terrible person who was trying to destroy and kill the Jewish people. How can it be that the Rebbe says he really comes from the source in holiness? Truth, it says in the Zohar, the source of power is Hashem above. When you say the house of power, it's where Hashem is living in His house. So in Hashem's house, as we're going to go on to explain, that everything is revealed. The essence of God is there, and by the essence of God, that says everything's revealed, even things that are hidden normally because you're with the essence of God, so everything's revealed. And the way it's revealed, it's a revealing of bursting forward. So the lights are fantastic, amazing, and they're great, and they're without limitation, and they're just shooting for like an atomic bomb, I would think, atomic energy. Like by atomic energy, if you use it properly, it's great, and if you don't, it can be destructive. But anyway, so this levels that you cannot really watch an atomic bomb because it's too much for you. So the same thing, possibly, but this is on my own muscle, on my math. The same thing, we could say that we really could see Hashem because it's just too much. We wouldn't be able to stay in existence. So it says, this level where Hashem is above all levels, with Hashem Himself in His own house, in His own place, it says this level Hashem reveals in order to correct and to fix the deficiency of the voice without a vav. That should spelled in a proper way. Now, okay, number 3. We're at number 3, page 102. In accordance with this, we will understand the concept of come to Pharaoh in its holy source. In the Zohar, on our Parsha, he explains the concept of come to Pharaoh, as it is from the perspective of Pharaoh below. What is the reason the verse says come to Pharaoh? So this is explained in the Zohar. It should have said, go to Pharaoh. It shouldn't say, Hashem says, go to Pharaoh. It says, come to Pharaoh. What is the meaning of come? The answer is that Hashem did not merely send him. Rather, Hashem said, come with me. Come, we're going together. He didn't say, you go. He said, come, we're going together. Namely, that Hashem brought Moshe into the room within rooms of the innermost chamber to approach the one fierce supernal serpent, which many levels of gradually descend from it. And who is this serpent? What is this serpent? What he was afraid to go do? This is the mystery of the big serpent. This is that total evil. And Moshe was afraid of it. The grand serpent, the great serpent, he was afraid to go. He did not come close only. So when Moshe was, he says in the Moshe, he only came close to the rivers and those levels descending from it. However, to approach it, he was afraid. And he did not come close to it since he saw it was rooted in high sources. So Moshe Rabbeinu he saw Pharaoh, and he was afraid to go directly into the house of Pharaoh because he saw Pharaoh was so evil. And the Pharaoh's source was in a very high level. So once Hashem saw that Moshe was afraid because the evil really had a strong source behind it, was a source that its source was from a very high source, and the other appointed emissaries, that Moshe was afraid, and other appointed emissaries, they were also afraid, I guess. Okay. Once Hashem saw that Moshe was afraid and other appointed emissaries above could not come close to it, so none of the Malachim couldn't come close to him. They would be destroyed. Hashem said, behold, I come down on you, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, the big serpent which encroaches in his Nile. Hashem needed to wage war. So Hashem came down to wage war with this evil. Hashem needed to wage war with it, and no one else, as it says, I'm Hashem. So this is such a level of evil that only Hashem could fight. What's this? Meaning that due to the strength of the essence of the evil of the entity Pharaoh, the big serpent, he was so bad in his house, in the king's house, in the king's palace, whose root is in the high source. So Moshe was afraid to approach it there, and therefore he was afraid because of the great evil, and it was in the king's palace, and therefore Hashem did not say go to Pharaoh, that he should go by himself. Rather, he says come to Pharaoh, namely that he should come together with Hashem and confront Pharaoh. Hashem leads him in together with himself, with Hashem, to the inner. Hashem leads him in together with himself, with Hashem, to the innermost essence of the evil entity of Pharaoh, the room within rooms, the innermost chambers, in order to completely conquer him, to wage war against him. So in other words, the whole idea that we have is we're supposed to wage war against the evil and destroy it, so we can see how we then destroy the evil source and see it at its source, that it's all godliness. And that's the idea, and the Mashiach is revealed in the third base of Mikdash, which should happen immediately, that we will see everything is good because all the evil will go away. So here he is. Hashem says, I agree, Moshe, I agree you're afraid. You can't handle this yourself. Nobody can handle. Even my big malachim, even my big angels, they can't handle. Nobody can handle this. I'm going to go down because I have to be the one to destroy the evil. So Hashem says, I'm coming with you and I'm going to destroy this evil, the evil Pharaoh. And according to this, we understand that as to what is explained, as to what is the explanation of come to Pharaoh of holiness, from him is revealed, and the Ispariu burst forward all light. How is it possible to say regarding Pharaohs of holiness, revelation of godliness, that Moshe was afraid? That Moshe should be afraid to go in there by himself, and that he should need that Hashem should be with him to come to Pharaoh, and he himself lead him there, and he himself lead him there. Hashem let him in. So basically, we're going to ask in the level of the holiness, the Moshe Rabbeinu was also afraid. So this he says, according, and we're going over this paragraph because I didn't understand it clearly. So, according to this, we must understand as to what is the explanation of come to power of holiness. So that's what we could understand. Come to power of evil. He was afraid to go because he couldn't fight the evil. But what is the idea of come to power of holiness? From him is revealed. It says from Hashem is revealed and bursts forth with all the lights. How is it possible to saying regarding power of holiness, the revelation of godliness, that Moshe was afraid? He was afraid to see such holiness. This is Moshe Rabbeinu. How is it's possible to say such a thing? That Moshe should be afraid to go in there by himself, and that he should need that Hashem should tell him, come to Pharaoh, and he himself led him there, Hashem let him in. So why is it? Well, we don't understand. Moshe is a holy Jew, the holiest Jew, the first Redeemer. And he's afraid there's too much holiness there? So this is an amazing sikha. I mean, everything the Rebbe does is amazing, but this is amazing from amazing. And we may say the explanation is this. Now, this is a chiddush. This is something new the Rebbe is saying. He brings up this question and he answers it with a novelty never said before, something new revealed. The power of holiness, the Most High revelation of godliness, both from the perspective of the revelation itself. One, the revelation of all the lights, including the loftiest lights and the levels of godliness, all lights and all lamps, including the revelation of all that is concealed, as well as in the manner of revelation. Okay, so first he says, all that is concealed. Let's go over this. Read this again. Power of holiness is the Most High revelation of godliness, both from the perspective of the revelation itself. A revelation of, number one, a revelation of all the lights, including the loftiest lights and levels of godliness. All lights and all lamps, including even revelations that are concealed. So the first thing is everything's revealed by God. Even things that cannot be revealed, that weren't revealed, never can be revealed, that everything's revealed in God's essence. And then the second one, as well as the manner of revelation. What's the manner? How is it being revealed? How are these great lights coming out? How is godliness being revealed? It's coming away of Ispariu, which means to burst forward, like we said, it's like an atomic bomb. It's like everything is blowing up, it's bursting forward from the term Peru, without order, wildly, namely, above order limitation. So the Rebbe will go on to explain more about this, but this is an amazing thing. This is what the idea of power of holiness was, and this is where Moshe Rabbeinu was afraid to go. Remember, the question is, well, why was Moshe afraid to go to see such a level? This is the level, but afraid to go to God and see this level of lights, so many amazing that nobody else could ever see, and the way it's being brought forward. Moreover, the phenomena from him is revealed and bursts forward all lights. That says, moreover, the phenomena of it says, from him is revealed and bursts forth all the lights, especially come from his blessed essence. This especially comes from his blessed essence. In the words of the Zohar, the house of power, the house of the king, which represents that from Hashem, this is coming from Hashem, bursts forth and are revealed all the lights. Hashem revealed all the lights, which in his house, at the dwelling place, the king is revealed in his entire essence. The Rebbe brings us down. The whole idea we talk about throughout Chassidus is we're supposed to make a dwelling place for Hashem below. So we make this Hashem special place who do Torah and mitzvahs, and Hashem himself reveals himself. He said, where a person in his own house, he reveals himself. His essence is revealed. Since the light on its own is limited to the type and form of revelation, and every light and level of hold on. I'm going to go over this. Moreover, the phenomenon from him is revealed and bursts forth all the lights, specifically comes from his blessed essence. And in the words of the Zohar, the house of Pharaoh, the house of the king, which represents from Hashem, what's the house of the king? This is from Hashem, Hashem's house, burst forward and revealed all the lights. The Zohar says that Hashem revealed all the lights, which in a house, a dwelling place, the king is revealed in his entire essence. Since light on its own is limited to its type and form of revelation, Rebbe is going to explain what is revealed there. Light by itself is limited by its type and form of revelation, and every level and influence and radiation of light coming out of light is drawn forth in an orderly befitting its form and type of revelation. So therefore, the revelation of light on its own is a revelation in an orderly fashion. The whole idea for light is to reveal, to show how godliness is every place, every different level. So the idea from light is to reveal, but the light has to be according to what is supposed to be revealed. If you have too much light, it doesn't fit, it doesn't work. It'll blow up. If you take a light bulb and you put too much energy and you shoot too much light and too much energy in it, it'll burn out, it'll blow up. So therefore the light itself by nature has to be for revelation. When you reveal, it has to be according to what's being revealed. It can't be too strong of light. It has to be only that can be concealed, that can be revealed. So therefore the Rebbe is explaining the idea from light. So the light is on its own is a revelation in an orderly fashion. From this is understood that in order that there be the revelation of all lights, and also that is concealed, so therefore you have two levels. It's revelation from all lights and all that is concealed, opposite to revelation, in a matter of Ispariu. So therefore, if things to be revealed that shouldn't that be revealed are revealed, all lights, and everything is concealed is revealed, and it's a matter of Ispariu, that it's a matter of or above order, widely bursting forward. This must come from his blessed essence. Who is the source, so to say, of all lights? In other words, only Hashem can make it so things go beyond what their nature. The nature of light is to reveal, and it's to reveal according to a certain level and according to a certain order. So first of all, the nature is changed, that everything is revealed, even things that weren't supposed to be revealed. And secondly, how it's revealed. So therefore, in order that we see this is happening, so it says this must come from his blessed essence, from the essence of God, whom is the source, so to say, of all the lights. In the wording of the Zohar on our Parsha, it says, calls the essence of Pharaoh. It says, Pharaoh, what is the essence of Pharaoh? Which many levels of graduation descend from him, and therefore has the ability to decide how the light should be revealed. And together with, so this talks about, so therefore the Hashem has the ability to decide what and where to reveal, and together with this source, which is completely above the concept of a source. In other words, this is the source of everything, but it's beyond the concept of a source. Look at 21. It says, since in truth Hashem transcends being defined as the source for revelation, it's above that, and the concept of luminary and light, and therefore from him is manifest all the lights, and all that is concealed in a matter is Ispariu. So therefore, from you're talking about Hashem himself, everything is revealed. It's not there's no limitation. And according to this, we're on page 105. And according to this, it is understood why Moshe was afraid of him and did not want to come close, since he saw how that the revelation of Pharaoh's holiness is rooted in high sources. That's what he saw, and therefore he feared to go into the house of Pharaoh, where there was a manifestation of the essence of Pharaoh of a holiness. Since a limited creature or soul in the body cannot receive the tremendous revelation of his blessed essence, from him is revealed and bursts forth all light. How can a limited creature receive the revelation of all lights? And what's more, not only receives all the lights, the great lights, everything, it's in a matter of the more, and even more, and what more, the revelation is that is above limitations. It's Ispariu, it's bursting forward, which comes from the essence of Hashem. So Moshe Rabbeinu says, I'm afraid, I can't do this. I cannot remain alive and do this. Those rivers, we're going further, those rivers at those levels descending from it, we talked about by Pharaoh that he was a level, and the different levels of rivers descended from Pharaoh. Moshe wasn't afraid to go into the various levels because they weren't Pharaoh himself. The revelations, what's this? The rivers going from it. The revelations of the ordered gradual descent of the revelations of Hashem, everything coming down into this world. This a creation can receive. And therefore Moshe was not afraid to go to Pharaoh as he is on this level. And Pharaoh was in his house, more certainly outside his house. So therefore he was not afraid to go to him, because it wasn't talking about the essence of God himself. However, as Pharaoh, an idiom for bursting forth of all lights, find himself in his house with full strength, the revelations of his blessed essence, from this he was afraid, since a soul in a body cannot receive this. So Moshe Rabbeinu was afraid. He didn't want to die. It would be too much revelation. It would go out of his soul. This is a very common thing in Chassidus. We see this by the giving of the Torah, where Hashem gave the Torah. It says by each word the souls of the Jews left them. The light from godliness was so great that their souls expired, and Hashem had to bring back the Torah that's going to bring back the dead, with the resurrection of the dead. And he had to give this to all the people, all the Jews standing by Har Sinai, so that they should come back to life. So the Rebbe is going to explain here now another chiddush, another new thing that was never said before. And we may say that this is alluded to in the continuation of the Parsha, that when Pharaoh said to Moshe, leave my presence, guard yourself, do not see me anymore, for the day you will see my face you shall die. Moshe agreed to this, saying, indeed, as you said, I shall not see your face again. What's this? So from this it is understood that the words of Pharaoh have a place in Torah and holiness. Only as it is in holiness is it completely good. And so therefore when you're part of holiness, it's 100% good. And the idea behind this is that since the revelation of Pharaoh's holiness transcends all limitations, bursting forth of all lights, therefore indeed The day you will see my face, you shall die, for sure. Why? From the respective level of Moshe on his own, a creation remaining in the body, and remaining a soul, a creation remaining a soul in the body, cannot take it in the revelations of seeing the panecha, your face, the face of Pharaoh, the face of holiness, namely that to see the panimis, the innermost idiom of panecha, to see the innermost parts of Hashem, of the bursting forth with all lights, a revelation which transcends all limitations. The revelation of seeing panecha is specifically as the soul is above the limitations. It's specifically as the soul is above limitations, physical limit body. Like we said, we see also in the Porsche. Look down in and let's do 25 and 24. So 25 is going on that from the perspective of the level of Moshe, of the level of Moshe on his own, a creation a creation remaining in the soul in a body cannot take the revelation. So 25 says, and therefore Moshe agreed to the words of Pharaoh. Indeed, as you said, I shall not see your face again. Since from his viewpoint, from the perspective level of Moshe, it is not possible that a created person, a soul and body, take in the revelation of the power of holiness. However, truthfully, it is that in the power of the essence of Hashem come to Pharaoh to accomplish this impossible phenomenon as inferred in the dress. And that Hashem by himself can, if you're with Hashem, with the essence of God, Hashem, he can cause it, you can stay alive. That's what happened. 26, it says that a soul, we talked about it, that specifically, that as the soul is above limitations of the physical body, it's similar as it's written, we see in the Torah later on, in Parshas Kisisa, you shall not see my face, for no person can see my face and remain alive. So therefore we can understand you can't be with the essence of God and remain in your body, because your body limits you, and you have to be beyond limitation. For this there had to be a special command. We're number 4, page 106. And a special empowerment from Hashem to Moshe. Hashem had to give him special energy. Hashem said to Moshe, come to Pharaoh. Hashem brought him into room within rooms. His blessed essence, who transcends the entire concepts of unlimited and limited. Like throughout Chassidus, there's the levels of unlimited and limited, but Hashem essence is beyond any of that. Leads at this level, Hashem himself leads Moshe into Pharaoh, accomplishing that also that a soul in a limited body, Moshe has the ability to take into the revelation of the bursting forth lights from his blessed essence. So the Rebbe is explaining that this had to occur, and explains in other places, and further in the Sikha, that Hashem gave the power to Moshe that he can see God himself and not go away. He can remain in existence and see and be like out of existence. Because when you see God, you kind of go out of existence at the same time, but you still remain in existence. And the explanation of this, the Rebbe is going on to explain on page 107. Pharaoh was an idiom bursting forth. The idea of to burst forth in revelation of all lights can be explained in two ways. The revelation of all lights, kol hanaharim, and in a manner bursting forward above order and graduation, which this shows that the revelation comes from his blessed essence, who transcends the concept of light, and who has no relation to light in its limited form. And since the aspect of light, from its own perspective, even as it is on a level in which it is similar to the illuminator, Hashem, is not in a manner of bursting forward. I can get this, I'll go over this again. Pharaoh, the idiom bursting light, and the revelation of all lights can be explained in two ways. The revelation of all lights, calling the harim, and the manner of the bursting forward above the bursting forth, above order and gradation, which this shows that the revelation comes from his blessed essence, whom transcends the concept of light, and has no relation to light in its limited form. Since the aspect of light, from its own perspective, even as it is, on a level of which it is similar to the illuminator Hashem, is not in a manner of bursting forward. So even level, by generally, the revelation of godliness, the revelation of Hashem is always in a way of not bursting forward. This is a level of bursting forward. Then that's two things. So one thing is the light is everything's revealed, and the light is bursting forward the way it's being revealed. The second level is that all the lights, the concept and form of light itself is in a manner of bursting forward, a revelation which is above limits in form, meaning that also the form and the limitation of all lights itself is in a manner above limits, namely bursting forwards. So I think the second one the Rebbe is explaining over here, number 2, let's see if we can, let's look down in the number, note 27 here. So he's saying that the revelation itself is a special revelation by itself. Not that everything's revealed, but it's special. It's a revelation. The concept of form of light in itself is a matter of bursting forward. That a revelation which is above limitation. So the revelation of godliness that is bursting forward means a type of light that's beyond anything. Meaning that also the form and limitation of all lights itself is a matter above limitation, namely bursting forward. So therefore, so one, that the light is great and bursts forward and the weights move, and the one, and light itself is special. See Torah's Chaim Ibid number 27, where there is 2 explanations of Pharaoh. And this is with footnote down on the bottom page. An idiom for priya revelation, the revelation of the external aspect will inevitably be revealed, so everything will be revealed. 2, the revelation of the innermost aspect, which is the true concept of priya, as mentioned in note 22. And there it says, in continuation to the second explanation of Ispariu, it says that the main objection of creation of the world, which is expressed in the gradation, means the chain descent, the going down of the worlds, is that the innermost aspect should be manifested in the externalmost aspect. Now, what's inside is revealed outside of the vessel. Specifically, as such, that the vessel limitations shall not conceal the light beyond's limit. So in other words, it shouldn't conceal the light. It should, there's a light that's beyond limits, it should be able to absorb it at all. As transpired of the giving of Torah. And will also come, and it will also be in the time to come, like we said before, when the Torah was given, that their souls left them such a high light, but they remained in the body. Indeed, from here we see that the ultimate phenomenon of priya is that the light will be in a vessel, limitation. The light will come in limitation, and at the same time not be limited by the vessel. So the light will be totally revealed, and it will be in limitation, but the vessels won't limit how it's going to be revealed. Now, godly revelation, referred to as light in general, are contained in vessels, which is limited, which limit the intensity of a light and give it a specific color. So therefore, but what will happen there is that you'll see at the unlimited part of the light, and it will still be in this world. And it will still exist and be one with Hashem. Hashem's great glory and great everything, the essence will show, and will still be one with Him. That's what we're talking about, how it's possible to see such levels. That's the whole sikha. We're going to go further on this. And the uniting of opposites, that all lights and bursting forwards come specifically from the essence of Hashem. It is known that the light, before it was revealed, is included in the essence of the luminary Hashem. So everything is included in Hashem, literally. Only at that state where the light, like the talks about in Chasidus, like the ray of sun in the light. So therefore it doesn't exist when it's in the light. Only at that state is not the concept of light. There it is the facet of the capability of the essence of God, the primordial, like His blessed primacy. In other words, it comes from the essence of God that He has the capability of doing it, but He hasn't done it. Namely, the capability of Hashem to shine, that Hashem can shine out. This comes in His essence, but it's the capability. Whom includes everything in all capable. Everything's included in God, and He's all capable. And from Him all lights burst forward. And therefore, also when the light is drawn forth and revealed in the form of light, which has a relation to some sort of form and limitation on its own, is not in the matter of Ispariu. The essence of God is drawn down into it, giving it the ultimate perfection of all lights, and that furthermore, that the limitation of all lights itself is in the manner of above limitation. So the Rebbe is explaining that there are revelations of godliness revealed, and this we see different levels of the life. You see different levels of revelation of godliness, but He was revealed according to limitation. But what will be brought down when Hashem's essence was revealed by Moshe Rabbeinu is that you're still going to be in existence. You'll still have the limitations, but your light will be beyond limitation. So let's look at 30. Maybe it'll help us a little bit more. This is a very, very concept is that how the level of Hashem that's beyond him, above everything, will be revealed in this world. This is our whole idea by Mashiach. Indeed, this phenomenon, on page 108, we're on the footnote 30. Indeed, this phenomenon of the limitation of light itself is unlimited, is only as a result of how can the light be unlimited? It's only a result of the all-capable aspect of Hashem, which is the source of light, being revealed in the light. However, it would not be possible for this to be a result of his essence, blessed essence, transcending and being above revelation to the whole concept of the luminary and light, and therefore having the ability to emanate an unlimited revelation. And since, from the perspective of the transcendent aspect of Hashem, Hashem is beyond everything, the light is not related to his blessed essence, rather it is mere luminous, that is a revelation of light, and it is the light's orderly limited, and the light's orderly limited revelation is not in the manner of Ispariu, above limitations, which is only the capability of the essence of Hashem and the light on this level, and is not at all related to his essence. In other words, let's go further. Not too clear what this means, but that's what he says on the bottom. And what we just explained in the address is that there are two ways to understand Ispariu: the revelation from Hashem himself, which therefore is above limitation. The revelation is as such that the limitations itself is unlimited. And this, noted the Rebbe Malchus explains why number two is only possible as a result of the source of life, his blessed essence being revealed in the light, giving it ability to have the unification of opposites. In other words, at one level, the light itself is so great, whenever it shines, the light never shined into the world. But the Rebbe is explaining here that the light in the world that's shining now, the essence of God will be revealed, and that light will stay a light that lights up the world, that has limitations, but it will be unlimited. So you have absolutely two opposite things. And from this gradual descent, from this gradational ascent, from this that it goes down from one level to another, onto an even lower level, the ability to unite opposites of unlimited, limited within the light itself, and even lower, the uniting of the lights in its vessels. So until the uniting of the soul and the body, as he says, that this goes down from level to level until finally the uniting of the soul and the body, that also the soul in a limited body has the ability to take on the unlimited light, including the revelation of Hashem's essence, of the revelation of Pharaoh, the perceived force of all lights from his blessed essence, that the soul and the body should have the ability to go through, should go into there, to come to Pharaoh, room within room, into its truly innermost aspect. What time is it? What time do we have?
How many minutes do you have?
Let's see.
42 minutes.
Okay, so that we're going to stop. Mitzvah Hashem, tomorrow we're going to continue. Sei gesund, everybody. Remember, we're in such a special level now. We're in times of Mashiach. We have to think about how special it is and be happy with everything Hashem has given us, and take this happiness and joy to bring the final Gula Shlema. Sei gesund and have a wonderful, wonderful night.